Hey, what's going on, people? We're here for the submission session once again. It's me, the Don, and my fellow co host over to that side, T Rock. What's going on, my brother?
Nothing much, folks. Just, still got on my golf gear from earlier. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm ready to talk about some wrestling.
Hold up for a second. I got something coming my way. Hold up. We got to stop. Hold up.
Okay. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lordy. Somebody got the Una follow?
The Umafala has entered the building. It has entered the building. I tell you, and we are the one.
The one.
All
All
right.
right. All right. Got the Una follow on.
We got to get them going with that, baby. I tell you that.
Heck
Woo.
yeah.
Man, it has been a lot of things that went on these past couple of weeks in wrestling. So we got a lot of things to go over, a lot in store. So whew, well, let's stay at home first. Let's stay with some homegrown talent and homegrown arena. I mean, we got the Ohio Valley in the place. So, with that being said, OVW, people know, hey, they got a lot of things coming up. One thing they got coming up is their next pay per view coming up is Hard Reset June the 14th. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a good one, I think, because since I got the pleasure of seeing them live already, it's actually a very good product. It's a really good product. Now, some of the wrestlers that are in this hard reset pay per view I haven't seen, like the U.S. champion. He wasn't at that event. Eric Surge,
okay.
he wasn't there. Sophia Rose was there. She's good. The heavyweight champion Mount Kadeem, although what I'm saying, he wasn't there. But the tag team champions, I got to see the trifecta and Star Rider, who was the Rush Division champion. I got to see him this Super Z.
Okay, I see. Okay, I've been checking them out. I've been trying to read about them, trying to get up, try to get back, in the homegrown, all the talent around, trying to get more research in. But
Right.
where we going to go? Where they do the thing at? They right. Ohio Valley is right. OVW, let's say that rise at Hot Point Davis Arena, 4400 Shelbyville Road. Every
Shepherdville.
Thursday, I know. Every Thursday night, they hot. They
Yep.
hot there. That's
Yeah, I would like to definitely attend a few of those events, man, because like I said, they put on a really good show, and the product is fantastic.
so
And
yeah.
these are a lot of necks. You can see a lot of necks in there.
Okay, I
Absolutely.
like it. I like it. So we got to tell them submission session. We're on our way. We coming. We eventually we're gonna get there these Thursdays. Once our work schedule and everything else work out,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
we will be in the building. You
you better believe it. You
better
better believe it,
believe
cause
that.
I'm very interactive when it comes to these kind of things too. So
I love it. I love it. All right. So next up, we going straight. Get to AEW. What's been going on at AEW and what's been going on lately? What's been their main thing they had lately? Their pay per view was Double or Nothing. Now, Double or Nothing, it had a lot of things going on. A lot of things happened. It was a lot of action. I tell you that. And I know what I've been hearing lately. They've been saying the AEW pay per views have been going long and long. And they was like, are they going too long? I don't know. I mean, hell, if you like wrestling, it's never too long.
right, exactly. It isn't. Yeah, I mean, you might have to break it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody watches a 4 hour pay per view. I mean, apparently they do, but really, nobody wants to really watch a 4 hour pay per view. After a while, it's kind of numbing.
Right, right. I mean, that's how it goes. I mean, now you got just like as in WWE, like in what's that, WrestleMania and SummerSlam, when all their top notch ones, they start early with the broadcast, with the interviews and talking about it and just drags on. Then the show starts. So AEW's just been putting matches on, I think, with all that. So let's go over their card they had that night on Double or Nothing. So I want to start with Adam Page and Mercedes Moné win the Owen Hart tournament. Now, to me, you had Adam Page. They closed it out. Mercedes Moné, now they was in between in the show, but I must say this: when they do the Owen Hart tournament, it's classic almost. They have some really good matches. I mean, you almost never know who's going to win, so it's like you can't predict almost, like, because the superstars they have in there, it's a lot of them could be dream matches. So,
and they do it on purpose. You know what I mean? To try to keep people guessing. Doesn't always make a lot of sense, but they do it.
Right. So, now one of the things about it.
Get it off your chest. Go ahead and get it off your chest. I already know where you're going with it.
You already know. Was it the best decision for Adam Page to defeat Will Ospreay for the tournament, to be crowned the Owen Hart champion? I don't know. Myself, I just thought Will Ospreay was the next best thing to be up in the title picture and to be in there. But I was hearing and reading a lot of backstage chatter, and even Will Ospreay was rooting for Adam Page to be that guy to win that match. So, but I just can't agree. But what you thinking, T-Rock?
Okay, so here is my wrestling thought. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to think like a Martin, a wrestling fan. I believe Will Ospreay is the next best thing, so to speak, quote unquote, there, right? Like, he is going to be that man. I think the reason why Adam Page won the match is because I think, and this is me thinking and hoping, that they're holding on to Will Ospreay, because it's one of those situations where if you give it to him too quickly, you know what I'm saying, he'll have that shine, and then once he loses it, it fades. Because that's what's happened to all the champions there. You said become champions, and then they fade. You know what I'm saying? With the exception of maybe Mox, maybe even Swerve. But a lot of these cats you don't see, they're off TV for a while. So put Adam Page in a main event against Mox for the belt. You know what I'm saying? Let Will Ospreay do his thing, and then bring in Ospreay a little later down the line. We're still early in the year. Bring him in down the line, because I'm hoping that this is just this is a long story thing. Well, storytelling thing,
right?
Although they're not telling a story, but I'm hoping that that's the long thing, the long run thing, and we can keep it moving from there. But that's just my opinion. I'm hoping that that's the case, and they're doing better booking.
Hey, in your opinion, I think it's about on point. I can't disagree with you, but at the same time, I just like the man Will Ospreay. So, it is for me.
He's good. He's good.
Yes, he is. All right, so just a couple other quick ones we're going to go over. I mean, it ain't real. It's like some of the matches stood out, some of them didn't. And in this one, it was a battle. Ricochet against Mark Briscoe. It was in several situations during the match, they paid homage to Sabu. So that was one good thing. And Mark Briscoe, and it was a stretcher match ended up being.
Stretcher match.
And Ricochet ended up pulling out. And to me right now, Ricochet is one hell of a heel going on right now in the AEW. And he's handling his business. He's talking about like he's free. He can do his creativity and have fun at the same time. So, hey, more power to Ricochet.
Yeah. He's such a heel that he's catching social media bullets. You know what I mean? Some like Javon Evans, over in NXT, him and they arguing and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? He's catching strays. So
he actually is.
Ricochet is catching strays. I'm a genius. I'm a genius.
I don't know about Ricochet checking straight. Yeah, that's one. You got to give that one up.
Yeah. He's a very good heel because he's an annoying heel. He's not that evil heel. He's just annoying.
You're right about that. And yeah, he
Yeah.
can be. All right, we go now. We go to FTR defeats Nigel McGuinness and Daniel Garcia. Now at the same time, I don't know what they was really doing, just bringing Nigel McGuinness back in the fold and just trying to get him to get back in the ring, get the rust off. FTR made them look a little. They made him look like he had rust, and the match, I don't really get it. I didn't get it from the get go, but I just think they just trying to make FTR just hillish as they can and beating up
Right.
whoever they can at the point. I mean,
Yeah. I
it
mean,
is.
and it makes sense. It
Yeah.
makes sense. Now, again, if to me this is kind of a throwaway match. Again, AEW's lack of storytelling didn't make this match, very, interesting, I guess, for lack of a
Right.
better term.
Right.
They didn't give it that oomph that this probably needed, right? I mean, they got fantastic wrestlers in the match, but you want to give it that, that gravitas, so it actually means something. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I feel exactly what you're saying, and it's exactly, I guess, what you want to point out, as in how for McGuinness to come out there and Daniel Garcia, and how Daniel Garcia put it to McGuinness. He looked up to him. He knew that he had fight in him, and let's see. And McGuinness did pull out some good moves and some of those old time, skill moves that he used to do. So hey,
Oh
go
yeah.
ahead with yourself. All right. So right there, we're gonna move on now to the Hurt Syndicate defeats the Sons of Texas. So if you don't know, the Sons of Texas is dealing with Dustin Rhodes and I mean, the thing about it, this was kind of like but I think they wanted to put out with the AEW champions against the uh golly.
ROH champion.
Yeah, RH champions. Look, it slipped my mind right there. And then Dustin Rhodes. Now I can't even put it together.
Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara. Now that's who has taken a fall, in my opinion. Sammy Guevara was up at one point, putting on fantastic matches in AEW and everything else. Then he, some type of reason, slid to RH, and now holding the tag team titles with Dustin. But also, it's funny enough that Dustin Rhodes is holding the tag team titles and the title, trio title, like triple, but trio title in
Right,
RHW.
right.
So
Now
I don't
here's
know.
the thing. Here's the thing. Dustin doesn't have many matches left in him. Still a good wrestler, but
Right.
doesn't have many matches left in him. So you put him with a young guy and Sammy, who hasn't been on TV much lately, and try to tie that together. I think Sammy, between having a child and things of that nature, probably has hindered him from being on TV a lot, because it's almost like an AEW in a sense. And I'm not saying this is 100% actual fact, but it's almost a sense like you can make your own schedule, if that makes any sense, right?
Right.
So, because they're still allowed to go on the indie circuits and do matches there too. You know what I'm saying? In WWE, obviously, you're kind of locked down to WWE. They don't want you to do anything except what you're going to do with them. But here you can do it now. I think Sammy, he was up there, but Sammy has always been up there with a group of people. He's never been a solo guy. Sons of Texas. He was in the thing with he was Jericho at one point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think the only solo thing he ever did, I think, was when it was the championship, and it was him and Darby Allin. Who was it? And what's the other guy?
You got Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
Right. I'm kidding.
All
He's
these
been
guys.
out of the loop for a while.
Right. Yeah, I think he was out hurt.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had all these guys, and I think that's the only solo thing he'd ever done up until that point, right? And so, Sammy's really, really good, but they also needed people in ROH to give those belts so they have credibility again.
Yeah, that's a good point, especially in ROH. But they trying to get more shine, I guess, in ROH, trying to bring it along, trying to get it back to where it used to be. So I guess, put some faces on it. Hey, why not? Why
Right.
not? But now, what topped it off, as in Double or Nothing. We have to go to Anarchy in the Arena. Now, if you did not see Anarchy in the Arena, I would say it's a must see, but at the same time, it's a lot to see. Stuff is going out.
uh,
Stuff is going on everywhere, and they had so much going on. But at the end of the day, you had Samoa Joe's team, Swerve's team, Kenny Omega. Who else was over there? It was Powerhouse Hobbs. They
yeah,
end up defeating.
Willow Nightingale.
Yep, Willow Nightingale. Oh god, yeah, she has something that we're about to talk about next. But it was a lot. But with that being said, how much was going on? Now, did is AEW going too extreme with it? Now, what I say too extreme, I'm talking about that Anarchy in the Arena. And they have other matches during the week where you're going to see blood come out, but at the same time, they had, oh my gosh, they had Swerve with tacks on his shoe. They had with him doing the swerve stomp off the top. They had staplers. You getting stapled. I've seen stapled in the head, stapled in the arm, stapled in the chest, stapled. I mean, Swerve took a staple in his tongue. You had guys going through explosive tables. You had what else was it? It was so much. I mean,
Yeah.
Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale got hooked in her earlobe to the ring post with the chain and all. I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot going on. I mean, if you couldn't keep up, it was just so much. Barbed wire was going on, trash cans. Moxley started off with a fork to Powerhouse Hobbs' head. So,
Right.
like, are they too extreme? What are they trying to do?
I okay, so I think this is AEW's way of not being WWE, right? WWE would never have a match like this nowadays.
Right.
If you look at the history of wrestling, just the history of wrestling in general, back in the day when you can get the wrestling magazine, there you can flip page and page and page, and people bleeding in every page, right? They kind of took that away, and then it's kind of coming back through the when you're in your indie death matches and stuff like that. Now, to answer the question, do I think it's going to be? Are they too extreme with it? No, I think this is just their way of entertaining people. AEW does indie wrestling. That's what it is, right? They do moves that if that same move was done in the WWE, excuse me, they that WWE that's they would be pinned, right?
Right.
AEW, you can pile drive somebody 14 times and they'll still kick out. You know what I'm saying? But this is their way of being different. You know what I mean? I don't think they'll do it in every match. Now, obviously, I think you'll have people like Mox that'll bleed in every match, but I don't think they're going to do this every pay per view. Just on the probably maybe once, twice a year they'll do something like this. So, but again, they're giving the people what they want. They wanted something that is not WWE, and that's what they got.
Yeah. I feel you. It's definitely not WWE. They're making
Yeah.
their own. Like you said, it's their own mark. Like I said, it's
Right.
the indie. So hey, it is what it is. It's AEW. It's how Mr. Calm on some rope. Hey, do your thing. I
Yeah,
heard
do
him.
your thing. Yeah.
All right. So next up, we're gonna get with T Rock for a second and ask the next indie wrestler. That's his segment right there. The next indie wrestler to watch with T Rock. T Rock, who you got for us this week?
This week, I have, and I come to find out she's technically no longer an indie wrestler, because as of January 1, she signed with AEW. But I'm going to talk about Miss Viva Van. She is
Okay.
the first Vietnamese American woman wrestler who had just, I want to say last month, actually was wrestling over is it either Vietnam or Japan? I can't remember which one. Anyway, she is now the women's title holder in the Vietnamese wrestling indie wrestling company.
Okay.
So more power to her. She was trained by Rikishi, and everybody knows who Rikishi is. Got famous sons now. One of the sons is probably more famous than he is now at this point. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But yeah, she was trained by Rikishi. She has been in several indie companies along the West Coast. She's from Los Angeles, California. She's like 31 years old, and she's wrestled everything on the West Coast from PCW Ultra, Defy, and essentially every place that she's wrestled, she's essentially became a champion. You haven't seen her on TV much on AEW if at all, and who knows, they might even put her in ROH for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I think she's next. She's very good at what she does. You know what I'm saying? She elicits a lot of reaction. And but in my opinion, with her skill and the way they're doing the women wrestlers these days, I feel like she's going to be the next one up.
Mm. Sounds good. Sounds good. Like we need to be
She'll be
watching out
champion
for her.
everywhere she went.
Hey, doesn't go wrong right there. If she's a champion, she's going to become something. Then probably
Yes, yes.
like I said, probably be looking forward to probably rising our RHW probably first, like you said, and move on over to AEW and make her way there. So hey, appreciate the for the scoop on that T Rock, and
Oh yeah.
hey,
Oh yeah. Yeah. She's going to be tough.
let's move on to something that we was talking about just last night. And how do you still feel about this? Alberto Durrell assaults, though, what I didn't know at first until I really read into it, that it was your guy's father. He Go ahead, say his name.
Hijo del Vikingo.
Higo Del Vikingo's father.
Yeah.
That's who he assaulted on the
Yeah.
show. I did
On the
not
show.
know at first. I was like,
Right.
what? But as we was talking last night, and or the other night, as in, should we feel like marks or it looked good, but then you seen it, but once I read more into it, think last night, yeah, it was all just some showing.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah. I was a
yeah.
mark for it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right, but it looked good at first. It looked good. It
Right. Yeah. I mean, again, I was just my first thought when I first saw it was like, oh my god, he's he is abusing this man. You know what I mean? And because I didn't get any. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't get anything before. I didn't get any prep. Nothing leading up to what happened. All I saw was him basically knock him down, rip his shirt off, and kicked him. You know what I mean? It was just and Del Rio's very good at his job.
yeah.
Like him, hate him, whatever. He is very good at his job. So I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. I'm not gonna
Man,
lie. I'm not
man.
gonna lie. I fell
I
for it.
was hooked at first because I'm just like, oh, especially when that broadcast, the snippet first got out and everything else, but then it comes like, oh, okay, so then he's gonna wrestle your boy at their next show and for the title, and we seen what happened with that. So yeah.
Golly, dude, that was crazy. That was crazy, dude. Like, come on, man. Really? You just gonna whoop out on that man like that?
It was
It
knowing
was good though. It was
he
good
ain't
though.
young no more. So all right, so we leave there, and now we going to the NXT. So first, NXT just had some call ups. So here's your call up list. So really, as we say, the call ups. So who's everybody from moved NXT is going up to the main roster. They either going to Raw, Monday Night Raw, or SmackDown. So right now, the only one is not confirmed, but I'm hearing a lot of chatter is in Ricky Saints, as in formerly known as Ricky Starks, is getting called up. We don't know which brand yet, but I'm seeing Jordan Grace is going to SmackDown. Stephanie Vacure, Ben, isn't it Vancure? Eh,
Stephanie Vakir.
Vacure. I knew it. I was like, I was saying it earlier, but still. Stephanie Vacure, she's going to Raw. Roxanne Perez is going to be on SmackDown. And Julia.
No. Roxanne Perez is going to Raw. Julia's
Was
going
that?
to
Yeah,
SmackDown.
okay. She's on Raw. She's on Raw because I seen her with
Adam.
touching. Yeah, she was with little Dirty Dom too. Look,
Yeah.
yeah, got
Yeah.
a little action going on with Dirty Dom.
That's going to be interesting. It's about time that they break that mess up anyway.
Yeah, so you seen that it's on the way, as you see, because you're right. I couldn't picture which one Judgment Day. It's like Judgment Day's now's been around for ever, and it's like golly, when they like that basketball player that's been on the team and transferred and stayed and had a medical red shirt year. And they have been around. So yeah.
Yes. I like these call ups. And each one of these people have years of wrestling experience under their belt. You know, Roxanne, again, she's not the prodigy for anything. She's very good. As a matter of fact, I think even before she got to WWE, she was, I think she was the first ROH Women's Champion or something to that effect. Anyway, yeah, all these people have, have a lot of years under their belts, especially Jordan Grace. She's been at it for a long time. You know, Ricky Stark, he had his tryouts. Obviously, they didn't pick him at the time, but they got it now. Julia's been wrestling in Japan for years. Stephanie Fakir, she is wrestling in different, Hispanic promotions and stuff like that. Very, very good at what she does. And, it's just, I think these are perfect call ups. I just hope that they put them in good situations and not just call them up just to be calling them up.
Right. I'm with you on that. I'm with you because they're gonna have to have some good storylines, and because we've seen the past where they've called some up and it's just been a complete failure, flop.
Or you don't hear from them at all.
Yeah, it's like, why'd y'all even waste y'all time? Let me fix the Una follow, but why y'all even waste y'all time calling them up? Because it just wasn't even worth it. Now it's
right. But these people have great experience. They have personality. They're they have these. They're good. They're very good. Each and every one of these people are good. I just hope, and I think they will. I think Triple H has put them in a good position. It's just about who and where and when.
I'm with you. All right. So what just has happened recently, and while we still on NXT Battleground was their last, I guess you say, I wouldn't say pay per view, but it was their last event.
There you go.
Event. Yeah. So with that happening, there was quite a bit of things that went on in Battleground. So we just gonna go through just a quick sample. As in one match, we had the two call-ups right here. So it's funny enough. Stephanie Ventura defeated Jordan Grace. I'm saying it was a nice match at that. And what they are bringing from that is like, there was their hurrah, as you say, is that let's give them one good show with both of them right now and give them up to the next level. And she kept her title, but we got more to say about that. But Jordan Grace, we know she's TNA, and from what she's had in her past, and they should be something going up to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely Jordan Grace's, all right, I'm going to be called up match.
Mm-hmm.
because in as good as Stephanie Fakir is, in a real like, if you're really putting this match together like a real match, so to speak. I'm not saying it wasn't a real match, but I think we know what I'm trying to say here.
Right.
Jordan Grace would probably be the next champion. But again, we're talking about somebody who's been wrestling for years, 10 years, just go ahead and move her up to the next level. And she can, basically come in and be the next Beth Phoenix.
You know what? That's a good example. That is perfectly a good example right there, Beth Phoenix.
I try.
Interesting. All right, we have Oba Femi defeats Malzborn. Now, I guess they just trying to push Malzborn to be, one of the next great stars in NXT. Oba give, put on a good match with him. And I want to see how long they're going to keep that title on him before he gets called, because Oba, he's kind of been dominant in NXT. He has been doing
Right.
He's been doing his Gunther thing in NXT.
True. Very true. And yeah, I think that they'll probably keep it on him for just a little bit longer, primarily because he is that figurehead right now, right? I mean, if Malzborn had beaten him, then like Oba Femi still has that aura about him.
Yeah.
All right. Malzborn, as good as he is, you know what I mean? People still calling him a Randy Orton knockoff, which is, I would say thank you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I would appreciate it.
one of
But
the best.
Oba Femi still has that aura about him, man. And you know what I mean? And then with the NXT and with the TNA and all that stuff, and him being a dominant champion, it just makes a lot of sense. Heck, it took him forever just to get the North American title off of him.
Right.
Right. So it's going to take somebody of serious conviction to remove that belt from him. But when it happens, I think he'll get his rematch, and then they'll call him up.
Right. I feel you that. I definitely feel that. But I have somebody in the comment section talking about what's going on with Trick Williams. Well, right now, Trick Williams is the TNA heavyweight title holder right now, who defeated. Now, something that you normally never see is a man lose a title in a different federation's event. So he defeated Joe Hendry and won the belt. A shocker. I couldn't believe it myself. I definitely couldn't believe it. And I seen, just by watching the match and seeing, I mean, it was a pretty good match, and the way it ended, interesting. So for Trick to be currently wielding that TNA title right now, hey, impressive for them to make that call.
Oh yeah, a lot of money went and changed hands during this thing.
Yes, exactly.
A lot of money changed hands. You mean we're gonna have an NXT guy hold a TNA the heavyweight title? Are we serious? You know what I mean? So yeah, but Trick is good, especially since he made his heel turn. He's been really good. Joe's already basically has a WWE contract, so it's really about getting him match rated back in the WWE on a more full-time basis. Trick's already been through the rigors of that stuff. So if you make him the head of a different promotion, that just adds to, adds to his resume. And also notches on his belt, because then you go in there with people like Moose and, some of their stars that they have there. And again, TNA has a fantastic roster.
Yes, they do.
Right. So he can, they're going to put him up against some of the best people if they have to offer in TNA. So I'm really looking forward to this and see how this story all takes place.
Totally agree with you right there, because TNA is no slouch at all. No slouch. Well, from that, now we got a lot of other things going on. We had Ethan. Now, this was from Tuesday. This happened from this past Tuesday. And we had Ethan Page defeat Ricky Saints. I keep wanting to put Starks, but y'all know where I'm going with it. Exactly. But for the North American title. So, at the same time, Ethan Page could be up in that main roster also. No doubt about that.
No doubt.
But I guess they said, hey, we're going to make this pick. We're going to take Ricky up first, put the title on Ethan, and we'll see how this all turns out. So it
Yeah,
was interesting.
yeah. I think Ethan Page is a fantastic wrestler, but I also think at this particular point, at least right now,
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, um, he is helping the younger talent there, right? Before he gets called up, I mean, he is basically working with the younger wrestlers, getting them up to speed and getting them going. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's coaching as well.
Okay.
Again, I could be wrong about that
Right.
because I know that my man with the chairman, Sean Spears.
Yeah, Sean Spears.
Yeah, he's definitely coaching there as well, and him and Tyler Breeze have their own wrestling school.
Oh.
But yeah, but he is definitely part of his duties is in the WWE right now is to help some of these younger wrestlers. So that's why you haven't seen Sean Spears get called up or anything.
Yeah, that's interesting though. But Sean Spears has been putting his time in. I've definitely been seeing that, and
Oh,
I know
absolutely.
he got his own group now. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely interesting. So he got some in there. So to me, now we got the shocker of the night this past Tuesday. Gacy Jane Gacy Jane defeated Stephanie Vicure. And didn't know, of course, you didn't know before then, or once that happened, you could have been like, yeah, she must be getting called up. But at the same time, it was a shock. I seen how it went down. Gacy's gang, her two other comrades she has, kind of helped out a little bit, a little distraction in that match. But for Stephanie to go down, Gacy hit her with her little finishing move and Penta. Everybody, the crowd, everybody was in awe to see Stephanie go down and lose that title like that. And especially, to get it wouldn't be somebody that you would imagine would be the next champion.
Well, she should be though. Jacy Jayne should be the next champion. She has been in NXT for a long
A
time.
long time.
She's been a tag team champion a couple times, I think. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like she deserves, what I'm saying, her tenure there, honestly, I think puts her in a position to hold that title. I think she can hold a title. I think she has the personality as being a heel and all that stuff to be able to do so. Um, she's a good wrestler. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't say good. I don't mean good as like she's okay. She can, what I'm saying, she can do her thing in the ring. So this is her chance to prove that she can hold that title.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is her time. Say, Jacy, we're gonna give it to you. Run with it and see what happens. You know what I mean? So
Run with it. Most definitely run with it. But now so with that being said, it's so much other things going on and what's coming. We got Lucha. We get AAA. AAA wrestling right there. We got the Worlds Collide that's happening this coming week. And with your boy, your guy. He's your guy.
El Hijo del Vikingo.
Here you go. With this Worlds Collide, I mean, they're gonna have a summer of matches, and these matches are not gonna be slouch matches. If you like AAA, you like the wrestling they do, you're gonna love this AAA, the Worlds Collide, NXT, AAA, and defending the world title against Chad Gable. I mean, that he just got this past week.
Yeah. Yep. And so different styles. Vikingo's flippy dude. Chad Gable's more of a, he can do the flippy stuff, but he's more of a ground and pound kind of guy. I think this is going to be a good match. Chad doesn't get enough credit for the things that he does in that ring. So in a situation like here, I think this is going to be a fantastic match, dude. I really do.
Right.
People sleep on Chad, man.
Yeah, people
still.
Right. Chad Gable is, he's the second coming of Kirk Hennig. I mean, not Kirk Hennig, Kirk Angle.
Yes.
Even though I was going Kirk Hennig, hey, he wasn't no slouch back no days either, though.
Nah, he really wasn't. He really wasn't.
But yeah, it should be excellent. But it's kind of shocking they're having it on that day as a day as a PLE. Isn't another PLE's going on? So with that,
Yeah,
let's move it on.
yeah, get warm ups. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. So now we're gonna go to TNA. What's all going on in TNA? So what's coming? We got Against All Odds. It's coming up in TNA this coming week. So it's a lot of wrestlers coming up this week. I'm telling you, this whole weekend is gonna be jam packed. But the main focus I'm looking at for this, Against All Odds, mm, mm, mm. Trick's already putting the title up because coming this Tuesday, he's putting the title up against Mike Santana. So whoever comes out of that title match this coming Tuesday on NXT Live will be going against the one and only Elijah.
Really? Is that the way it works? Because you got Trick Williams, Mike Santana versus Elijah.
Well, I pretty much is saying the winner of Trick Williams against Mike
Just
Santana
Mike Santana.
is taking
Gotcha.
on Elijah. So,
Which is weird.
yeah.
Now I'm a Mike Santana fan. I
Yes.
think dude's dope. You know what I'm
Mike
saying? Even
Santana
when he
is
was
dope.
had his tag team stuff going
Oh
on,
yeah.
yeah. Now that he's doing his thing, I'm glad he went to TNA. He got out of AEW. But yeah, I like Mike Santana, man. He's good, and he's been at it for years himself. So if he gets I think he should get the title, but that's just me.
I think so. I don't know if they're gonna put, I was thinking myself because no doubt Mike Santana should take out Trick. I was thinking, but at the same time, are they just gonna, have this quick title exchange from TNA to NXT to back to TNA? Trick his hose on for a minute, but just saying that Trick did do it as in the first guy to ever do something like that. It's gonna be interesting.
A lot of money changed hands on that one. I'm gonna keep saying it. A lot of money changed hands on that.
Oh man. So look, while we're talking, hey, y'all make sure y'all check us out. Subscribe, like, share, submission session and 54 Sports Network is when we come on. Check us out. You know, we are actually on X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. What else we on? We on Twitch, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon. Yeah, we out there. If you just want to listen to us, you want to watch us anytime, that's where you can find us. So yeah, just keep an eye out for us because shows are happening all the time.
Yeah, I see Mr. Billy Ray Valentine says he thinks that Trick is SmackDown bound. I hope so. Because I would love to hear going to a huge arena hollering, whoop that Trick.
Yep.
Whoop that Trick. I think that can be just as loud as the Jey Uso Yeet
stuff. You got a point right there. All right, Billy, man. I feel you.
Woo,
we definitely feel you on that. We definitely.
Yes, sir.
And then,
sir.
Look at
you got me excited, Billy.
And then we got the doctor. Miss Dr. Brooks says she don't care for Chad Gable.
That's a shame. That is a shame.
That's a shame.
We're going to take your wrestling card away at this point.
Oh, man. Chad can wrestle. Chad can wrestle. He can wrestle.
He wrestle.
So, yeah, most definitely. Hey, watch what you say up there, women. Watch what you say. So, look, now we going to what has happened lately with hold on. We get what has just happened with going on Saturday Night Main Event this past week. And like I said, I wasn't too impressed with the lineup, but a lot of things happened. Or just quite a few things and a surprise we got on this past Saturday. So with that, we had Seth freaking Rollins and Braun Breaker defeat CM Punk and Sami Zayn. He wasn't surprised about the outcome. I mean, yeah, Seth is making his thing right now. He's doing it. But what we was surprised about was the return of Bronson Reed.
Yeah, buddy.
siding with Seth Rollins in his game.
Didn't see that one coming, did you?
Man, who did?
Yeah, I know I didn't.
Definitely. If you had that in your bingo card, yeah.
Yeah, buddy. And I like it though. I like it. You know what I'm saying? Seth has been the recipient of many avalanche. You know, and so he knows how it feels to be crushed several times. And so to be able to bring him into the fold like that, man, that's ooh, you got man, you got some beasts on your side now. You know what I'm saying you're gonna have to get some big dudes, right? In fact, this faction off, man.
Man, yeah, you're gonna have to come strong. Whoever's coming for
Yeah,
them, they're gonna have to come strong. So
strong.
so now we got what other match went on? A couple of them. The steel cage match. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. I said that was a good match, no doubt. But
Yeah,
it looks like Drew's take some time to himself. He's gonna take that road and hey, that's where he's going with the injured card and be like, yeah, let me step away for a little bit. But
yeah,
Drew's
which
been
makes
playing.
sense.
Yeah, he's been having some good feuds lately, though, no doubt.
Right. Because I mean, where do you go? You know what I mean? Let him go, refresh, come back. You know what I'm saying? And at a pivotal point in some of these stories and stuff like that, so he can start make that Drew McIntyre impact again.
Mm,
Right. So I'm 100% for that.
right, I'm right with you. I'm right with you on that. And then we had John Cena tries to humiliate R-Truth.
Like nobody saw that one coming.
I mean, the match was what, 5 minutes, 6, something like that. But they let R-Truth get his childhood dream in. He put the whole Cena, the whole 5 knuckle shuffle on John and pinned him. Afterwards, put the double A on him, and it still didn't matter. It really did.
Yeah.
But
You
the
can only do
way
so much with your childhood hero.
never meet your what they say, never meet your heroes. So
Yeah, they'll disappoint you. And
they will
apparently,
disappoint you.
some will whoop your ass too. So,
Exactly. And some would kick you down low, just like John
yes.
Cena. But with that being said, I know I hate to announce. If you ain't seen it by now, John Cena posted this. Not John Cena. R-Truth posted this 10 o'clock this morning, and he has been released from. They will not renew his contract. So pretty much they have released R-Truth. Now, with that said, it's a shocker. It was a shocker to me when I first seen it, because you halftime you think of WWE, you think of R-Truth somewhere in there, acting the fool, funny, you know, everything that he's done. I mean, he's just an all-out act. He's that guy I would think everybody loves in the locker room. He's been there for 17 years. He's had a span of 17 years. Might not have been 17 years straight, but the thing was he was there from 99 to 2001. And then his second run, he started back in 2008 until now. So, I hate to say R-Truth. I mean, if I had a drink right now, I would toast to my man R-Truth, because he's definitely
Yes.
put in that work.
Give us
Definitely.
years and years of entertainment. Years
Yeah.
of entertainment. But he make a song every day. It seemed like, you know what I mean. He still got his record career. I obviously I think he's going to wrestle somewhere else. TNA. I don't think he'll go AEW. But TNA might bring him in. You know what I'm saying? Because they already got what's his some comic relief there. So they bring in
Mm-hmm.
R-Truth. It'll be fantastic, man. But yeah, it's a sad day. It's a sad day. They did not renew his contract, man. And so let it right off into the sunset, man. And they gave him his moment, right?
Right.
They gave him his moment. Saturday night main event against his childhood hero.
And I definitely got let me just share this real quick, a quick post of what the doctor said. The doctor said he was more John Cena than John Cena was John Cena. It's a classic example. It's hilarious.
And it's true. It's funny because it's true.
Right. I
Yes.
mean, it's an excellent
Yeah.
example. And
Yeah.
our man Billy in the Billy Ray Valentine said he's the king of making people break character. He's been
Oh
that
yeah.
funny.
You can watch a montage of that stuff, man. You can just see people just turning their head like, "Oh my god, I
Hmm.
don't believe he did this dumb stuff." Yeah. Yeah. He was masterful. Masterful.
And then we're gonna say, I guess by that, we're gonna say, hey, our truth, hope you land somewhere, keep your career going, or hey, do what you do. I mean, yeah, go into comedy. Because this
Yeah.
man's
He's gonna
funny.
keep. Yeah. He's gonna keep making music. That's his thing. He's a music guy. So
But well, one thing that ended the show was Saturday night. Just a little quick with Jay Uso defeating Logan Paul. But with that
thank you,
being
Jesus.
said, yeah, that was with John Cena coming down. Then we had the return of Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
So that was kind of a shocker, but to see Cody, but at the same time, it really wasn't. To build up to what's coming up next. And
Right.
we know what's coming up next is Money in the Bank. Now that's definitely gonna be one. That's definitely
Give me that.
that Money in the Bank is definitely it's got plenty of matches building up for it, and it's been going on for right now, as in so many years, as in the money, the whoever wins the Money in the Bank. I can't think of the percentage. I should have looked it up, but of the percentage of who wins Money in the Bank wins the title.
It should be pretty high.
It really should be. I know it should be. So with that, mm, I, the money. Let me see. We got several matches where we're going to go from, and what what is it? We got the man. I can't even think
What
of what it is.
the Money in Bank ladder match? Is that where we're going?
The Money in the Bank later match. So we got where's my we got this starting off. Matter of fact, the lady. We got the women's title is getting defended. Laura Vaquero.
Lyra Valkyria. I
Lyra
got you.
Valkyria. I'll be telling you, I'll be saying it to myself, but then it's then it's
It
like
just
it
don't
just
come
don't
out your
come out
mouth.
right. It don't come out right. Take it on Becky Lynch. What do you think? Do you think Laura's gonna give it up, or Becky still just putting on, making Laura just look good?
I think Becky's going to win the match. I think Lyra, as much as they're using Becky to push Lyra over, get Lyra over, I should say. I don't think the crowd still is feeling her. I think if Becky wins this belt, what I'm saying, at least it gives it that belt some legitimacy again. I think Lyra's been a great champion. Don't get me wrong, and I think she's a great wrestler. She right now she's just not with the fans, but at the same time, at one point neither was Becky,
Right.
right? So it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. But if you put the belt, put the strap on Becky, things might change a bit. That's just my opinion.
I'll feel you. I'll definitely feel you because I don't know. I'm looking at this. Just are they just trying to make Laura just Lyra just look better, as in defeating Becky and coming up on a,
Well, they're trying
making
to
that.
put her over.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
definitely put her over.
they're trying to put her over, and that's the whole point, right? You put the man Becky Lynch against her, and what I'm saying, and then if she wins, that's supposed to give Lyra more, more gravitas and all that. But it does, what I'm saying. But when she comes out, she still doesn't get that pop. Now, doesn't mean it won't happen because obviously, they trust her enough to have this belt, to carry this belt, so she does a good job, right? But when she walks out from behind that curtain or whatever, you don't hear
Yeah,
that
yeah.
roar of the crowd, that pop that people that other wrestlers may get. So again, it's just going to be a matter of time before all that happens. in my opinion. But they're gonna have to put the belt on Becky at this point.
Yeah, I can understand that. Definitely can understand that. So, okay, here's our contestants for the women's ladder match for the Money in the Bank. We have Alexa Bliss, Naomi, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, and Julia. And we're waiting for one more come this Monday night, as in tomorrow is going to be the winner of Liv Morgan, Stephanie Ventura, and Avi Now. Who would you
Stephanie
put?
Vakir,
Stephanie
Stephanie
Ventura.
Vakir, Stephanie Vakir all day long.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm thinking the
Now, don't
same
get me
thing.
wrong. That or Liv, her or Liv.
Yeah,
But I think Stephanie would be fantastic in this match.
yeah. I wouldn't be surprised that even something happens for Liv Morgan to be the one to lose, as in some type of interference. It's going to be like Rhea
Roxanne Perez.
Ripley. Yeah, Rhea Ripley or Roxanne Perez,
Yeah, I
because
don't. Yeah.
they had some little beef going on just last night at the Netflix festival. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan.
Yeah. So that'd be the reason why Liv won't make it to that. But I think Stephanie Vakir, for me, would be the natural last person.
All right. So now here we go with the men's. So we have Seth Rollins, Solo Sikoa, L.A. Knight, Penta, in Grande.
Andrade.
Grande. Yeah. I've been
Yeah.
trying to all the other names now just got mixed up in my head when I'm looking at them. I'm like, oh gosh. So yeah, Grande. Yeah.
Andrade.
Yeah. See, I can't roll my R's maybe.
Andrade. I got
so
you. I got you.
so we got now tomorrow night is going to be figure out who's that last person. So now we got tomorrow's match for the sixth person. We got CM Punk, AJ Styles, El Grande Americano. Do they throw CM Punk in there?
They probably will. CM Punk puts butts in seats. He will probably be in there. Although I would love to see AJ Styles because AJ Styles doesn't have much time left.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to retire very soon, and so I'd love to see him in that. But it's going to be CM Punk. Is going to be the next. It's the logical thing.
I can figure that. I mean, that only makes sense, like you said, though. But will someone happen? Will Seth Rollins or something come down and prevent CM Punk to get in? That's gonna be my
That's
thing.
that's a distinct possibility. Shenanigans,
Shit, it's always happening shenanigans in that.
always shenanigans.
Especially tomorrow. And just to point out, tomorrow y'all will be seeing Michael Cole in a tank top tomorrow night because him and Pat McAfee made that bet.
Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, they really don't.
People are gonna go blind now. It's crazy.
Oh man, so what we got going on? Hey, now it's funny. This is on my Did You Know?
Gotcha.
Now, this guy right here, Did you know this guy? Let me point this guy out. This guy right here, his name is Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was born with the name Stephen James Anderson. He was a standout football player in high school. He was a running back. Back in Edna High School in Edna, Texas. The man was a straight A student, a member of the National Honor Society, and earned a scholarship to play football at North Texas University. But what did Stone Cold do? He broke the glass and said, "Nah, I'm going to pursue my career in professional wrestling, and history speaks for itself because Stone Cold said so." 316.
Yes, fantastic, dude. He's the dude that brought me back to WWE. I fell into that whole Monday Night War WCW stuff, and I was watching it. I remember being over a buddy's house, man, and we switched it over to the WWE. During the commercial break of the WCW, and he was doing an interview with Jr.
Right.
And Jr. asked him a question, and his response was, "I don't give a rat's ass about this, blah 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 blah." Just going off. And my buddy's getting ready to change it back to WCW. I said, "Hold on, don't hold on. I got to see what else is going on, because this is fantastic stuff here. Hold on." And he's the one that brought me back, because it was like that rawness that he, that he gave. I was like, this dude is fantastic, because I remember him stunning Steve Austin, right? I
Stunning
remember,
Steve. Yes, sir.
when there's all this stuff, and then the dude got a goatee and went bald, and now he's got on black trunks, and I'm like, looks like a completely different dude, right? And I think when he did that promo with the ECW, man, that changed his whole trajectory. And I'm glad other people saw this. That BS ringmaster stuff and all that. That's garbage. But I'm glad people saw what this man can become, because he essentially put WWE on his back and brought him out of that stuff, man.
Yes, he did. Classic battles. Classic feuds. When he won his first championship was against Shawn Michaels, when Mike Tyson's the one that was the referee and counted the 1, 2, 3. Right. So with The Rock, him and The Rock battles, Triple H battles. Undertaker. You could go
Vince
on
McMahon.
Vince McMahon. Yes, you can't Classic forget those stuff, days. Man. When those Classic stunners, stuff, those terrible stunners that Vince McMahon was trying to, he was trying to take the bump. Vince McMahon was terrible at it.
Terrible taking the stunner. Terrible. But it made for good TV.
Oh, yes, it did. So, all right. So we get, I appreciate everyone tuning in to, submission session for our 3rd episode. And, more and more, sure. Tell your friends about us. We just 2 guys sitting around talking about wrestling, but we just happen to throw it out there and just see what y'all think. Because this is what we do just on free time. We've been watching wrestling for years and years and years till we was, knee high to a totem pole. So, hey, that's about how it goes.
Yeah, but, man. And, man, I'm just really, man, like I said, I think I said this last week, but I'm going to say it again, because it's really draws on me, man, because the wrestling business has its ebbs and flows. And like I said, there's on such a high note right now. I do not want to see it drop. And I think as long as WWE is being consistent and does what they want to do consistently, they'll be there, because I think they drive the truck for everybody else, for every other promotion out there.
So, just by, piggybacking off of that, you just think about it, how their ratings, they make the other companies want to do better. As in how AEW, how
they have to do better.
Yes, how Tony Khan. But I want to tell you, when I was watching the last pay-per-view that they had, oh man, the crowd was insane. The crowd was great for AEW.
Oh yeah.
It was packed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And once thing is like when Swerve is out there. Swerve is one of the top stars, I must say, right now in AEW.
Absolutely.
And he rocks the arena. So you got top stars, Swerve, Ospreay, Kenny Omega. You got to give Jon Moxley just what it is. He's Jon Moxley. He's been doing it in AEW. He's been one of the biggest stars in AEW for years now.
Yep. So, absolutely.
But like I said, hey, people, thanks for tuning in. We submission session where we put you in a chokehold until you tap out, and that's the bell, and we're out of here. Peace.
Later on, y'all. That'll be good. Be safe.
Now I gotta Find
Gotta
it.
do my thing here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
See ya.